Darren, first thing to address, a new player in the building, Benicio. Just tell us a bit about why you've brought him here and what you think he can offer to the club.
Yeah, no, Benicio's a fantastic player that we're really pleased that we've secured his services. I'm really grateful to Brighton for allowing us to have him. Benicio is a wonderful, exciting player that will get the Vale fans on the edge of their seats. He's very direct with his play. He's very, obviously, very quick, adds a lot of speed and a different dimension to the team. But just his wonderful enthusiasm and of course his quality as well. He's happy to work inside the pitch, he's happy to work outside the pitch, so he can play inside, he can play outside, so but what he will do, he will keep defenders on the back foot in terms of what he brings and what he'll add to us for the team. So I'm really pleased to have him, and he's somebody that will add a different dimension to the team.
The loan market now something that you're looking at quite actively. Obviously, he's a loan player, isn't he? So.
Yeah, that's what we just said for Brighton, for allowing us to have him on loan, and he's a loan player, but it's an area of the pitch that we wanted to add to. It's another an attacking player with that wonderful flair that will happily blend into the system that we want to work with, and we're really pleased to have him.
You've got quite a mixed blend now, haven't you, of youth and experience in there from some of your club's own youngsters as well as him, but some older heads too. Was again that something that you were really looking at when you were putting this team together, to try and get a good blend of lads who were right at the start of their career, but others who know the business really well?
Yeah, we've got some players that know their way around the league and does what it says on the tin. We've got some players in the building that I think just adds a little bit of sugar to the team. In terms of what they bring, in terms of that fearless attitude and that hunger and desire to want to be in the arena and play games. And I think we've got a lovely blend to that. The experienced boys are excellent with them. The young players feel that they're working in an environment where they can go and express themselves and be part of it. And I think that's really, really important. And it's credit to the boys, the way they've all integrated with each other and got that full respect of each other and understand the qualities that the individuals bring to the team.
A bit of bad news, obviously. Mitch Clark looks like he might be out, as you said the other day, for quite an extensive period of time with an injury. I've seen his social media post. What can you say about Mitch now? Because it does look like it's quite serious, doesn't it?
Yeah, first things first, with Mitch, that as a football club, it's what we do. We'll look after Mitch. And whatever's needed for Mitch at this current time, we as a football club will support him and do the best. Our intentions are to get him back fit and well, so that's he's got the added support from us. We're really gutted to lose him. He's come back in pre-season, he's looked absolutely in fabulous condition, started pre-season very, very well. So just a little incident, it happens in football. Football's a contact sport, has led to this injury. But as I said, with Mitch, he can rest assured that we as a football club will support him in any direction he's decided to go. But our first things foremost is looking after Mitch Clark. So we wish him well and a speedy recovery, but we'll be making sure that we do everything on our side to make sure that that speedy recovery is fully active from day one.
That's really important now, isn't it, to look after players, particularly their mental health as well, because the lad's just come back from a really serious injury, and for this to happen to him again, it would be easy for him to get quite depressed over this. So I suppose that's really important that you individually and the club as a whole have to look after him now, because it can get you down, can't it, when you've got long-term injuries?
Yeah, it can do, because it can seem a lonely place. But what Mitch has got to, and which I've touched base with Mitch, is that that for every day that passes now is a day closer to him getting back to full fitness, which is the main thing. The main thing for Mitch is knowing that we are supportive of him, we're respectful of the situation that he's facing, but the support is there, whether he was here playing football on the pitch or whether he's away from the football pitch. The club is equally as supportive, and that's the main thing for Mitch now at the moment, is that we're fully behind him, we're fully behind wishing him a speedy recovery, and we're fully behind that anything we can do as a collective to support him, then we will do.
given the fact that he's now going to be missing, is that an area of the pitch that you're now going to look at transfer-wise now to maybe strengthen that area? Because, you know, he presumably would have played a lot of games had he been fit. So are you going to look at right-back now as an area to prioritise with your transfers?
Yeah, potentially that could be an area looking at Mitch and the injury sustained and the length of time that he's going to be out, his potential, and an area that we can look to probably see who's available. Just because we've lost one, it doesn't mean that there's players out there that's available. If they are, like I keep saying, for any part of the pitch, Phil, is that if there are, then and they're right for Port Vale this season, then we'll look into it. We've sustained an injury at right back, so it's an area that we'll look into.
As a broader thing, I know I've asked you a lot about the trialists, but people are always keen to know where the situation is with them. I know they played on Tuesday, didn't they, in a game there? So what if anything, can you say about where you're up to with some of those lads?
Yeah, no, I think I can't really elaborate too much on them because discussions are still ongoing. They've only had their final game on Tuesday, and we're only like sort of 24, 48 hours in. So you can understand that talks are ongoing. Our focus is on the start of the season, but the talks are ongoing. So hopefully, I would imagine that by the time after the weekend, hopefully we'll have some news on that, but the talks are ongoing.
Looking more broadly then, start of the season, Salford is a game that I suppose a lot of people will look at. They're an established League Two team now. They spend money, as most teams do now at this level. But for you and your position and how you're preparing now, what do you make of that game, and how do you kind of rate it as a starting game for what you want to do this season?
I think it's a fabulous game for both teams. I think it's the start of the season. I think League Two has showcased itself in terms of the acquisitions that all teams have made to their squads to try and improve them. I think it's a wonderful game for both Salford and ourselves as the first opening game of the season, for both sets of players, for both sets of fans. We go head to head tomorrow, and I think it's a great game, and the excitement of the start of a brand new season, and the chance in terms of the slate wiping clean and us getting on and getting into the game. So really looking forward to the game. Obviously both teams have still got another 24 hours to prepare, to finalise and iron out one or two things for the game. But I'm really looking forward to the game, the excitement, the atmosphere in the stadium on Saturday, and it bodes well because it's the start of a new season.
Do you still get the same, if you like, butterflies or nervousness that you had when you were a player, now when you're a manager, and now even with all the games under your belt? Do you still get that same feeling now when you've got the opening day of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so exciting now because what you're finding now is things start becoming a bit more routine. Everything's coming back into it, the media, the press interviews and everything. So everything starts going towards what would lead to a match day, which sets your adrenaline going. So my adrenaline's going. It's a new season here at Port Vale, and we're all looking forward to it. And as I said, it's a wonderful, exciting game. I think it's going to be a real good game. It's a typical opening day of the season where both teams are at it, and I'm just really looking forward to the game. And as I said, we've got another day to prepare, just to iron out one or two things, and then going from there. All the players want to play. You get all that. They're all vying to want to start. All of them wanting to start and play the first game of the season. That's a lovely headache to have, really, because they all want to play.
I don't want you to give the game away, but that would kind of infer that, you know, you've got quite a tough task on your hands to pick that 11 on the opening day, haven't you? There are going to be one or two who are disappointed, aren't they? Because by virtue of the squad that you've built, not everybody's going to be able to start.
Yeah, remember I said this season, Phil, really, when you're looking at it, we're trying to build a squad here that I feel will not just compete in games, but they're competing against one another. The players are. It's what we want at the football club, and it's what we've continued to build here. So, you know, at the start of the season, there'll be a selected team to play, and there'll be a selected group that would be on the subs bench, and maybe one or two that might miss out. It's what we want here at Vale Park, and it shows that our intent's in the right way, our focus on the season's in the right way, and the competition, what we want for the players, is right. I just want a group of players that's proud to wear the Vale shirt and want to perform at the highest level they possibly can, week in, week out. Because potentially if they don't do that, then they know there's somebody else waiting in the wings that will happily take the jersey, and they too would want to perform to the best of their ability. And I think if we've got a squad of players and a group of men feeling that and wanting that, to go out and work hard for the shirt and show that they really do care for this football club, I think we'll all agree that we'll all accept a team of players showing those qualities.
Last one from me. 1,300 fans over that. They were going to be in, Salford's a small stadium, so they're going to really make a lot of noise. How much does that help on an opening day when you still maybe got a little bit of edge and nervousness about you and how things are going to go, to have that kind of backing?
I think it's fantastic, and I think it's a big thank you to the Vale fans that's coming over. 1,300 of them travelling across there, showing their support. We've sold our full away day ticket allocation. Fantastic, just absolutely fantastic, and credit to the supporters for showing their support, and we'll need that support for the up and coming season. But as a manager, and speaking on behalf of myself and all the players, it's a big thank you, and we'll see them all on Saturday.